Okay. Yeah, Sherlock, keep going. Too many puzzles. Oh, my brain hurts. I did not understand what that wanted from me. Oh. I don't know if you saw me testing all the cards or if I just completely skipped it. Don't know if my editing skills are that good to fast forward. Who knows?
The animals must enter Noah's Ark in the proper...
Yeah, okay, they must enter in the proper order. The first animal came from the shore. It was afraid of the powerful waves. Came from the shore. A crab? The second came from the valley. It was afraid of the river with fast streams. From the valley? This one? The third came from the hills and was hiding from the downpour. Oh, that would have been hills. Hills. And roar, maybe the lion? I don't know. I have to put them in two at a time, don't I? Oh, I have to put them in two at a time. Okay, sorry, Noah. The first animal came from the shore. It was afraid of the powerful waves. Came from the shore. That would be crab. And what else comes from the shore? An eagle? Don't know. The second came from the valley. Okay, valley, shore, valley, hill, mountain. Valley would be elephant and giraffe. Hill for me would be gazelle and lion. And mountain, bear, and the monkey. I just realised I was really close to the microphone. What? I'm so confused. I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if I actually own this game physically, and I know I had a cheat sheet in the case. I'm gonna see if the cheat sheet is actually still in the case and see if I have an answer to this puzzle. I don't want to search online because I feel like that's cheating, but if I already have the answer in my house, then, you know. What photos?
These are old award certificates from automation invention competitions.
What photo? What? Where? Apparently, looking at some photos will help me? What photos? Are they in the house? These ones?
These paintings are from the town of Epinal.
I don't see a crab. A deer?
There might be another drawing hidden among these pictures. Let's examine them carefully.
It's a bear. Fuck. What? There's the eagle. That's a deer, though. That's a deer. In the valley. It's the hills. There or there. One of it's a bear. Hills bear. This is the shore. The only animal that makes sense for me on the shore is a crab, but I don't see a crab. Up there, maybe? It looks a bit like a crab. But only like a very little bit. I'm just gonna go with crab, to be completely honest. And then this is the eagle on the mountain. Huh? Let's see. Sherlock Holmes puzzles are always so intricate. Oh, my brain hurts now, I swear. Okay, let's open this again. The first animal came from the shore. It was afraid of the powerful waves. That, for me, is a crab. It's the only animal that makes sense to me. Second came from the valley. Is where I have the deer. Third came from the hills. The bear. The last one that Noah welcomed. I have to do all the rest before because it wouldn't do the other before, so I put everyone else in and then I put the eagle in. I hope this is right. I can't be asked to do everything all over again. And look at the pictures again. Did anyone see a crab in that one picture on the shore? Because I didn't. Oh my god, it was right.
It is elementary. Someone tried to force this safe.
It is elementary. It is not elementary. If it were elementary, it wouldn't be this hard. Piece of paper. Oh no. Oh. Letter from Bromsby to Fowlet. More reading. Perfect. My dear friend, as I told you during my last visit, the difficulties between Grimble and my nephew have taken a critical turn. It seems that this ungrateful young man has gained the upper hand, and if he doesn't complain anymore, the foreman and some of the workers are doing it for him. I beg your help. I don't think that young Wyatt is a ne'er-do-well, but his acquaintances here in London have a negative effect on him. Would you kindly tutor him in his studies far from the city? I think that in your company he would find real value and would return to the right path. I am eternally in debt to his poor mother and cannot stop thinking about his future well-being despite his ingratitude. Your friend, Melvin Bromsby. Okay. Audience text. Miller, Simpson, Kirby. What? Kirby A. Collins case, I think is what that says. The court returned a verdict of guilty for Mr. Miller and Mr. Kirby as accessories in the accidental death of Lois Gastenletti during a ball at the place named the Inn of the Golden Apple in Dexham on the night of the 20th to the early hours of the 21st of February 1892. Mr. Kirby and Miller have been sentenced to 3 years of hard labour. The court returned a verdict of guilty for Mr. Miller, Simpson, Kirby and Collins for the charges of robbery. Said robbery took place at the Inn of the Golden Apple during the night of the 20th to the morning of the 21st of February 1892. Mr. Miller, Simpson, Kirby and Collins are each sentenced to pay a fine in the amount of £125 to Mr. Aaron Gastenletti. Letter from Caracas. Dear Mr. Fowlett, I have personally welcomed the nephew of your friend, the Wyatt Collins. This Wyatt Collins doesn't seem to be a bad fellow at first glance, but I think he needs a firm hand. He was hired as a supervisor for the copper mines near the border. I believe that the hard-working way of life that we lead will have a healthy effect on him. Sincerely yours, Gret Sullivan, Chief Foreman, British Embassy, 13th of August 1894. British Embassy in Brazil, 13th of the 8th, 1894. Notice is hereby given that a British subject, Wyatt Collins, was arrested by Brazilian authorities in the region of Guacayoma. It is our embassy's policy to inform the proper interested parties in England when a British citizen stands accused of crime and lacks the adequate means to secure a proper local barrister for his defence. Since the individual in question may be subject to a term of imprisonment, if you desire to meet his needs, you must make arrangements with the Brazilian Embassy in London. R. Chestwick, Attaché. British Embassy in Brazil, 2nd of the 2nd, 1897. Mr. Fowlett, notice is hereby given that Mr. Wyatt Collins was discharged. As you were earlier informed, Mr. Collins has been enjoying a half-free order for the past 10 months due to his good behaviour and the influence of the prison warden at Guacayoma, who is a former soldier of Her Majesty's Army. Under the former conditions of his sentence, Mr. Collins was required to remain within the territory. Hereinafter, he is free to leave the country. R. Chestwick, Attaché. Draft of Sir Bromsby's will. Wait a minute. Why is that thing? I don't know what that means. But okay. According to the wishes of Sir Bromsby, the will is to be written in favour of Herman Grimble, unless he predeceases the testator, regardless of Miss Lavinia's majority. She will be paid a substantial pension during this period. In the event that Miss Lavinia should marry before the death of Mr. Grimble, then she and her husband would exercise control over the Bromsby assets to the prejudice of Mr. Grimble. Regardless, Mr. Grimble would retain the right to oversee the daily operations of Bromsby Enterprises and over any position of dividends, according to the personal investment in the aforesaid business. Find out the information in legal texts about the majority and probable success of the heiress to contest such a document. Horace Fowlett. Letter from Bromsby to Fowlett on the 11th of the 12th, 1896. My dearest friend, I will not be able to pay you a visit next week as we have arranged. A terrible revelation has added to my usual worries. I shared with you earlier the boast of my nephew when he was employed at the cement factory, and the accusations he has raised against Grimble. The recent visit of Her Majesty's tax official has done little to lessen these suspicions. The lack of time and perhaps courage does not permit me to reveal Herman's machinations, but I will reveal the complete truth as soon as possible. How could I imagine ever being betrayed in such a way? Your friend, Sir Melvin Bromsby. Series of numbers, is it a code? It is a code. I have the answer to this code. I don't know how I got the answer to this code.